There is a mask we all wear. It smiles when we're tired, speaks when we're silent inside. It helps us fit in, play our role, do our job, be liked. And yet, the longer we wear it, the more we forget it's a mask. We begin to believe we are it. We identify with the role we chose. We become the lawyer, the teacher, the student. The voice of the soul becomes more and more faint. Deep within, a restlessness rises, a longing, a rebellion against the life we perform. As Jung writes, the persona is the individual's system of adaptation to, or the manner he assumes in dealing with, the world. Every calling or profession, for example, has its own characteristic persona. Only, the danger is that people become identical with their personas. The professor with his textbook, the tenor with his voice. One could say, with a little exaggeration, that the persona is that which in reality one is not, but which oneself, as well as others, think one is. The persona is the actor's mask and costume. It's not evil, it's useful, a social tool, a survival strategy, but it's not you. The danger lies in forgetting that. When the mask becomes fused with the face, when our clothes become fused with our skin, we lose contact with our living core, the whole personality, with our personal values, our naked feelings, our unique voice. And illness, anxiety, and disconnection follow, because the soul refuses to live in costume forever. Can you sense a persona you've had to wear in your life? A role, a mask, a way of being that helped you adapt or be accepted? And beneath that, what part of you has remained hidden, silent, or longing to be seen? Carl Jung spoke about this many times. In this 1957 interview, filmed late in his life, Jung reflects on the nature of the persona and what happens when we confuse the role we play with the truth of who we are.
Now, another concept or idea that seems to be a very interesting one in your work is the persona. I wonder if you would mind telling us a little bit about how you construe this term persona.
Well, this is a practical concept we need in elucidating people's relation. I noticed with my patients, particularly with people that are in public life, that they have a certain way of presenting themselves. For instance, take the doctor. He has a certain way. For instance, he has good bedside manners, and he behaves as one expects a doctor behaves. He may even identify himself with it and believe that he is what he appears to be. He must appear in a certain form, unless people don't believe that he is a doctor. And so when he is a professor, he's also supposed to behave in a certain way so that it is plausible that he is a professor. So the persona is partially the result of the demands society has. And on the other side, it is a compromise with what one likes to be, or with what, or as one likes to appear. So take, for instance, a parson. He also has his particular manner, and as corresponding to the general expectation, and he behaves also in another way, combined with his persona that is forced upon him by society in such a way that also his fiction of himself, his idea about himself, is more or less portrayed or represented. So the persona is a certain complicated system of behavior which is partially dictated by society and partially dictated by the expectations or the wishes one nurses oneself. Now, this is not the real personality, in spite of the fact that people will assure that that is all quite real and quite honest, yet it is not. Now, such a performance, or say, the performance of the persona is quite all right as long as you know that you are not identical with the way in which you appear. But if you are unconscious of this fact, then you get into sometimes very disagreeable conflicts. Namely, people can't help noticing that at home, for instance, you are quite different from what you appear to be in public. And people who don't know it, they stumble over it in the end. If they deny that they are like that, but they are like that. They are it. And then you don't know, now, which is the real man? Is he the man as he is at home or in intimate relations? Or is he the man that appears in public? It is a question of Jekyll and Hyde. Occasionally there is such a difference that you would almost be able to speak of double personality. And the more that is pronounced, the more people are neurotic. They get neurotic because they have two different ways. They contradict themselves all the time, and there's as much as they are unconscious of themselves. But they don't know it. They think they're all one. Everybody sees that they are two. And some know him only from one side, some others know him only from the other side. And then there are situations that clash, because if the way you are creates certain situations with people in your relations, and these two situations don't chime in, they are just dissonance. And the more that is the case, the more the people are neurotic.
Actually, would you say that the individual may even have more than two personas?
I mean, it can't afford it very well to play more than two roles. But there are cases, for instance, where people have up to 5 different personalities in cases of dissociation of personality, where, for instance, the one person, say, call it person A, doesn't know of the existence of the person B, but B knows of A. Or there may be a third personality, C, that doesn't know of the two others. There are such cases in literature, but they are rare. Very ordinary cases, it's just an ordinary dissociation of a personality. One calls that a systematic dissociation, in contradistinction to the chaotic or unsystematic dissociation you find in schizophrenia.
What is the difference between the term ego as you see it and the term...
Well, you see, the ego is supposed to be the representative of the real person. For instance, in the case where B knows of A, but A doesn't know of B, in that case, one would say the ego is more on the side of B, because the ego has a more complete knowledge, and A is a split of personality.
But what happens when we reject the persona entirely? Jung writes of Prometheus, who surrenders to the inner world, giving up the mask of the world for the flame of the soul. He gains meaning, but loses ground. He becomes unbalanced, detached from life. The persona and the soul are opposites. One faces the world, the other faces eternity. Our task is not to cling to one or deny the other, but to hold the tension between them. As Jung writes, Prometheus surrenders himself, come honor or dishonor, to his soul, that is, to the function of relation to the inner world. That is why the soul has a mysterious, metaphysical character, precisely on account of her relation to the unconscious. Prometheus concedes her an absolute significance, as mistress and guide. He sacrifices his individual ego to the soul, to the relation with the unconscious as the matrix of eternal images and meanings, and becomes de-individualized. because he has lost the counterweight of the persona, the function of relation to the external object. With this surrender to his soul, Prometheus loses all connection with the surrounding world, and hence also the very necessary corrective offered by external reality. But this loss cannot be reconciled with the nature of the real world, since the soul, like the persona, is a function of relationship. It must consist in a certain sense of two parts, one part belonging to the individual and the other adhering to the object of relationship. Have you ever lost yourself in a role, or lost the world while seeking your soul? Where in your life today are you being invited to restore balance between the mask you wear and the truth waiting underneath? If something stirred in you while watching, a longing to be more real, more seen, more connected to what lives beneath the surface and to the world that lives around you, you're warmly invited to join one of the weekly soul circles I offer. Small gatherings where we meet without masks, listen from the heart, and speak from the soul. And if you feel called to meet one-on-one, I offer a space where we can explore together what's asking to be seen and known in your life. You don't need to have the right words or come prepared. You only need the courage to show up just as you are. Thank you for being here.